Hey workout buddies, welcome to my channel, and today we have a workout for you where you are really going to be working those arms. Now what you're going to do is 10 minutes of just push-ups, 10 minutes of lifting weights, and you probably won't be able to do the last 10 minutes because you'll be too exhausted. Now this is a very intense workout and you may not survive to the end, but regardless, if you are new here, tap that subscribe button and become my next workout buddy. Hey everyone! The Lena Snow K-pop Idol Challenge review thing that I did actually kind of blew up and actually did get a shout out from Lena herself. Thank you. And of course, what I said was I would consider doing her summer body challenge. And there's actually a comment on my video of that from another person who said I should do the challenge. I apologize for not being able to look up usernames right now, but I do remember you and I do thank you for commenting and suggesting. So I did the summer body challenge on the month of July and then until the end of last week. So from I think the second week or first week of July or whatever till the 10th or something like that. Anyways, point is I've done the challenge now. I'm going to talk about my experiences with the challenge and the personal things I've done and changed and whatnot. Now, one of the first things I changed was with the K-pop Idol challenge. I was doing a deficit of the maximum you can do on MyFitnessPal, which was I believe 2 pounds, or obviously the minimum is 1,1200 calories, but the maximum I was stuck at was 1,600 calories. Not factoring, of course, how many calories I'm allowed to eat after working out, but I definitely did make an effort to stick to that 1,600. However, for the start of this challenge, I kind of bumped up what I'm able to consume. I bumped it up to 1.5, so I do have that threshold of around, I think it's like 1,400 minimum and 1,800 maximum, something along those lines. And I'm gonna be honest, I have been eating a little more than that, just not like drastically more, just a little bit more. So, but yeah, I've still been seeing some results. Now, I don't have before and after pictures. I did take before pictures. However, due to circumstances, I was able to take the after pictures when I should have taken them. I figured that those would not be the most accurate representation of how I experienced this challenge. Now, when I started this challenge, I was actually at 228. However, that was because the day before I had quite a bit of food, so there was a weight gain that was expected. And then, of course, the next 2 days, my weight just dropped back to relatively normal, which it was at the time, which was I was still around that 224 point. With that being said, one thing I did notice throughout this challenge in terms of my weight is that it's kind of like a roller coaster. You know, it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, which I think is really cool. And especially since the bumps seem to get smaller and smaller. You know what I mean? Like it would like peak at like, you know, obviously you have a bump where it goes back up to 224, and the next bump's like 223.8, and then the next bump is like, you know, just and so forth. The bump just keeps on going down and down. It's pretty cool to see. Now, there were a few challenges with this. Some of it is more personal, and the other part is obviously about the challenge itself. So I'm going to get into the challenge itself. First challenge I faced is some of the workouts are actually listed as private. That was up to me to sort of pick out what workouts to do and that sort of thing. And I did succeed and I did fail at the same time on this. Now, I succeeded, and I think I pretty much used either one of the cardio workouts that I remember from the K-pop challenge, or I did the 30-minute weightlifting circuit thing that she does. So, however, where I failed was I definitely could have done more yoga during this challenge. I think I only did yoga a total of twice, maybe 3 times. In fact, I've done more yoga this week, or around the same amount of yoga this week that I did for the entire challenge. So I definitely felt like I could have been more committed to adding yoga in there. Another challenge I faced with this is definitely, I don't know, I want to say it's more difficult than the K-pop challenge. It does definitely feel like that way. That way, it's definitely a complete polar opposite from that challenge. I don't know if this is a great way to explain it, but I might get the terminology mixed up or whatever. But I think the K-pop challenge was definitely more, is aerobic the right word? But it's more like stretch based and that sort of thing. It's definitely more like you're feeling the burn over time. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it. Like, it's not something that happens right away and you're sort of going at your own pace and that sort of thing, or at least the pace enough to where you feel it. However, the summer body challenge is just you're going hard and just going at the maximum intensity you could possibly do, like pretty much almost all of these workouts. Some of these will really tire you out. Like, I'm going to be honest, during the first 60-minute circuit thing, after the first hit, I was like I still obviously finished it, but like I was just out. Like, it's probably, and this is someone who's done the Max D3. It's probably the most intense hit workout that I've ever done. Your legs are gonna feel really, really sore after. Let me tell you, that's kind of a good thing, but at the same time, it does kind of suck in the moment. But it's kind of like any workout. Like, you definitely do feel good after, but during the you're like, "Ah, please stop, please stop, please stop." But yeah, I guess I am kind of over exaggerating a little bit, but yeah, it was really, really intense. Her weightlifting one's actually pretty intense too. But then again, I don't know, it might be different for you because, as I mentioned before, I am using a single 25-pound weight. However, when it comes to exercises that I need to use two separately, like on the what are they called, the skis or whatever, where you have the weights and you put them behind and then that sort of thing. Then of course I unscrew the holders and then I take off the biggest weight. Like these guys, however, downside is that they are kind of really bulky. So I think that definitely the hardest part is having a comfortable grip on these things. I definitely feel like dumbbells will definitely make things a lot easier. However, for the most part, I use the 25-pound weight and just have my arms on the side. Her 30-minute weight circuit is also pretty tense, but in a different way. You definitely really do feel like that's a good thing. It's definitely something I'm going to be adding into my regular workout schedule. I probably will be doing it hopefully 3 times a week. And I think that's a general thing is I would like to do is, in general, I'd like to, if there's one thing I can take away from these challenges, I'd like to do a balance of both, like doing the whole weightlifting thing that she does here and also do some of the yoga stuff, which I've been seriously neglecting. So I definitely need to get back on being more committed to that. And also, I probably may still do the really intense hit workouts at the end of the week, if nothing else. And that was more of like in the veins of the challenges that I faced during the program. I don't know why some of the videos are listed as private. Perhaps that maybe there's going to be sort of a revival of this challenge that she's currently working on, like the 2.0 or whatnot. I don't know. I'm not Lena. But overall, I do think I did relatively well. Now, for some of the challenges I faced that were not necessarily related to the program, we're going to start first with some physical challenges that I faced. On the second to last week, I was sunburned like really, really, really bad. Like, I'm talking the kind of sunburn where not only did I get sun poisoning, but the next day I actually ended up not doing a workout just because I was out. Like, it was the kind of out where I barely had the strength to get up and go eat or go to the bathroom. And of course, with the peeling and the itching and all that, definitely wasn't like going full in on the workouts as I would have liked to, just because I was so focused on the discomfort of, peeling and just being really hot and whatnot. So that was definitely a really rough week where, surprisingly, I did still see some progress. I don't think there was really a time during this challenge where I just gained like an absolutely absurd amount of weight, which is different from the K-pop challenge, obviously, because I mentioned during the third week I had that little dip up that happened. And then, speaking of that, during the final week, something very similar happened. And that was the fact that we lost power. Now, this was actually a lot longer than last time. It was 3 days total we were out of power. And one thing to worth note is the electric company actually said that we'd be possibly 11 days without power. So, yeah, it's a good thing that I downloaded some of her workout videos. So, which of course I did in case of this scenario happening again, as what happened last month. But yeah, thankful that we got power sooner. There are certain ones that I probably should have downloaded, so I was limited in my repertoire. However, I did do what I could with what I had, and I do think I did a pretty good job. I stayed relatively close to the outline of the programs. Definitely did do better with how to deal with the situation again. My final weight was, it's kind of hard to gauge with my absolute give an absolute number, just because especially right now my weight, I'm just gonna say the weight range my weight's kind of fluctuating between right now. Right now my weight's been fluctuating between 216.3 and 218.7, so I've been fluctuating in between that amount. At the very least, I lost like 6 pounds, whatever, from the challenge, which is really, really cool. Now, in terms of the mental side of things, and that was definitely something I definitely struggled with. Throughout the challenge, my workouts just got later and later and later into the day, to the point where like a good amount of the working out I've done this week has been at like 1 or 2 in the morning, which is not very good. Today I did really good by doing my workout in sort of the like noonish whatever time frame, so I definitely did better today. But I definitely need to be more committed to having my workouts be a little bit earlier, and not doing them literally the last minute before I go to bed. I've definitely been slacking. From a mental standpoint, I've obviously mentioned some of the stuff that I've personally been dealing with, and that month it just happened to be very intense for me. However, I do feel I could have definitely done better and just kind of done better with forcing myself to get into it. What I've noticed is, especially with say yoga, you do definitely feel a lot better after doing it. So I don't know why I've been slacking on it. But yeah, we're going to stay positive here. So that's also why I'm going to be a little bit vague about it. We're going to stay positive, and yeah, but overall I did really well, and I'm going to talk about something that I definitely did experiment with on the month, and also kind of right now, and that is snacks. So first up, we got bars. Now we are going to talk about so the two kind that I got were the pure protein and the Quest bars. Now, how I use these is either as a snack, or how I more commonly use them as a meal substitute. They are pretty good, and they're a fairly good deal at my local supermarket. So I think it's the pure proteins pretty much always like 4 for 4, and the Quest is usually on sale. So speaking of Quest, I'm going to talk about the Quest related stuff now. So then we got Quest chips. These are really good, and these aren't usually on sale, so I don't eat these as much. But when I do have them, they're pretty good. Plus, I have a lot of other stuff too. The other Quest thing I want to talk about here is something that I've actually mentioned to Lena Snow in a comment in a recent video, and that is the Quest cookies. This one's the peanut butter, also the chocolate chip. Those are the only two that are available at my location. But these are really, really good. I actually did the suggestion that Lana gave me, at least on the chocolate chip. I haven't tried with the peanut butter yet, with heating it up in the microwave for about 15 seconds. And it was really, really good. That was actually a really good suggestion. Definitely did taste like it came right out of the oven. So yeah. And in terms of other stuff, I do have a bag of unroasted peanuts that I will occasionally snack on. Well, I haven't tried these yet because I want to get through some of the other stuff first. We have this bag of Sun Chips. I found this and I thought, hey, why not try it? I'm pretty excited to try these when I get the chance, but I think my only fear is I'm going to blow through the whole bag relatively quickly. Dry roasted edamame wasabi. I've also been trying to eat a little bit more spicy stuff, just because I heard that also helps with losing weight and stuff. These were pretty good. Surprisingly, I don't know if it's a wasabi thing, but you don't feel the burn on your throat. You feel it on the tongue. I thought that was really interesting, but these were pretty good. I've also been eating more dark chocolate. I've been experimenting with what percentage I'm okay with between the 70% and the 94%. 94 I found is too much. However, maybe 85 will be my thing. We'll see. Obviously, I think I mentioned this last time. I don't know if I did, but Harvest Pea snack chips, decent option. I also tried out Moon Cheese. I thought it was okay, but I don't know if it's worth $3 a cost. The Bina chickpea things. So here's the interesting thing, alright? I thought the spicy ones were no good, not because they were spicy, but because they were only spicy or only had flavor really for 1 second, and they're just like, it basically was like really, really like dry and not something that was exactly pleasant to be tasting. The ranch ones were so-so. They had flavor for a little bit longer, but at the same time they were dry. The honey ones, though, are really good. Like, if I describe how these are, imagine like eating Honey Nut Cheerios dry. That is pretty much what these taste like, basically. It is actually surprisingly really good. Part of this is me being an idiot, and because I thought this was chocolate peanut butter, but it's actually chocolate peanut butter powder. So I guess that I kind of messed up on that, but this is no good. Do not get this. This, honestly, is not very good, as I said. I tried to give it a chance on a few occasions, and every single time it just kind of let me down. So, same, I guess, company or whatever, but get this. I think I mentioned this before. But I recently tried it as not something that you put into smoothies and stuff as powder, but also actually making the peanut butter by, putting in a little bowl and adding some water. And honestly, I've tried so many different kinds of peanut butter. I've tried the 100% peanuts. I've tried, the brands that everyone knows that, the Skippies, your Jifs, your Peter Pans, your whatever. I don't care what peanut butter it is. I don't care if it's from your local Trader Joe's or whatever. This is the best peanut butter you will ever have. Trust me. It is that good. Those were my experiences with the challenge. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to do next for a workout for these kinds of videos, just because I don't know what other challenges she has. I won't be doing a slim weight challenge just because that's not exactly what I'm going for with my goal. But I guess if she has any other challenges, let me know. But for this month, I don't think I will be doing any challenge because I am going to be doing the K-pop idol body challenge with a friend. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to want to be documented here. I don't know if he's going to be down for that. So, but yeah, I guess I'll have to find some way to talk about more fitness and my overall health at least once a month, because I understand that you guys do enjoy listening to me talk about this. Oh, and also I forgot to mention, I love these so much. I'll admit that I've had a bit of frustration the last few weeks because I seem to have somehow always messed up making these things, but I think I got it down. So yeah, that was sort of my experience with the challenge. There's definitely more intensity to this one. However, it's definitely one that I do recommend if you are up to the challenge. I forgot to mention during lunch, I've been doing the turkey wrap that Lena made in her, I think it's her back to school video or whatever, and I've been doing that for lunch, and it's been absolutely delicious. I just gotta say that. Oh, and I forgot to mention one thing about my body that I definitely noticed is that my arms are a lot bigger in terms of muscle, and also I'm beginning a fair amount of actually a lot of muscle on the back of my legs, which is really cool. So, yeah, thought I should throw that in there. I forgot to say that. I do want to thank every single one of you for taking your time out today to watch this video, and I hope every single one of you has a great day.